Hello, my name is Joanna. I have OCD. The earliest memory I have of it is when I was in like 6th or 7th grade, so it's probably like 11 or 12 years old. I don't know, I had this really weird like routine at night where I would just check my whole bedroom for bugs. And then eventually it got better. I still like had it in the back of my head, but it was very mild. And then I got cancer and it got really bad. Like throughout the day it's mostly like touching doorknobs and light switches and walking in the room a specific way, but it's not prevalent, I guess. But at night it gets a lot worse. I have this whole routine that takes me like 3 hours, 2 or 3 hours to complete every night in the bathroom where I'm getting ready for bed, but like I'm touching a million things and it takes me forever. Whenever I leave a room, I have to touch the doorknob 9 times or 27 times. Like 9 on each side and then 9 together. And then the light switch I touch 9 times. At night, during my nighttime routine, I use like a face roller that I got just because I read it was good. And then when I started getting it, it became an obsession or a compulsion where I have to do it now every single night, and it takes me like 20 minutes to do it. So it kind of defeats the purpose of actually helping me. I touch, like when I put stuff away, I have to touch the drawer that it opens in. I have to touch the medicine cabinet, like the corners of the medicine cabinet. I have to touch my pill bottles.
We all did notice little things about Joanna, like years ago, of her OCD behavior. But I find as the years are going on, she seems to be developing more habits that she never did before.
I've had OCD to a certain extent since I was 11. Like, it was mild back then, like I said. Now it's worse, but it's only really worse at night. Like, I never used to touch doorknobs and light switches and stuff, but I only do that at home. If I go out, I don't really do anything much yet. I hope that it doesn't get to that point. You do these things to relieve an anxiety. So, like, OCD is essentially like obsessions and compulsions. Obsessions are like unwanted like thoughts or feelings that you get, and it causes a lot of anxiety. And for me, I get like intrusive thoughts, which everyone gets intrusive thoughts, but they go, like, they come and go, and then you can think about it later on in the day, like, I can't believe I thought that. But for me, like, my intrusive thoughts like don't go away unless I do something to make them go away. And so when I have these thoughts in my head, mostly that something bad is going to happen to me, I'm going to get sick again, that's primarily what I think about. And that thought doesn't go away. It's there and it causes a lot of anxiety. So we do these compulsions to relieve that anxiety. And so it will be like, you're either gonna get sick again or you can touch the doorknob 9 times. And logically I know nothing is going to happen if I don't touch the doorknob, but my brain doesn't let me think logically, so it's the easiest decision in the world. I can touch the doorknob 9 times. It's so easy. It'll take me 3 seconds. If that's going to prevent something bad from happening to me, like, of course I'll do it. So you touch the doorknob 9 times, and then you get this sense of relief, and the anxiety that was building up is like gone, and like, in my brain, I just prevented something bad from happening. So, like, I know that everything's going to be okay. And that lasts for about 5 seconds until another thought comes, or for me, the same thought returns, and there's a new decision, except now it's a light switch instead of the doorknob, and then it's the medicine cabinet instead of light switch, and it's just it's like a cycle of intrusive thought, anxiety, compulsion, relief, and then it just repeats. I need to see somebody, but it's difficult too because, one, there's that fear of like, you don't know if the first person you find is going to be the therapist for you. You don't really want to go through the process of finding a bunch of different therapists, staying with them for like a month until you realize they're not the right one, and then finding a new, like, you want relief now. Like, I want to be cured now. Like, it's not, and I know it's not going to happen, but like, there's that thought preventing you from going because you just don't want to go through the whole process. And also, it's very hard to find a therapist. There's like a lot of things that have to line up. They have to specialize in what you want to go for. They have to accept your insurance. They have to be near you. You have to, it's very hard. And so it's just, I mean, I have been looking, but I also have a lot of other things. Like, I'm preoccupied with school and stuff, and should be at the forefront of my mind. My doctor's told me a million times that it should be, but I just haven't gotten to that point.
What I'm doing about it is trying to find a therapist anyway. In the meantime, aside from when I talk to her, it's very hard to find a therapist because there's a lot of therapists that don't accept our insurance or that aren't taking new patients. So it's a little bit of a struggle for that, but we are looking in. We do, have names that we've gotten, so we're going to just keep trying to see if we can get anybody to call us back or to take her as a patient. It's very frustrating and not a stranger to me, actually, because I've spent unlimited time trying to do the same thing for her father as far as finding a therapist. And it's really not an easy thing. And it's very frustrating, because you want to help the person, but it's very hard to get help sometimes. I think my biggest concern is I worry about, as the years go on, her getting worse, because it has happened before with her father.
It's hard. My dad, he is there, like, because he's the most understanding, I think, because he understands what it's like to feel like that. He understands what it's like to have thoughts and compulsions and stuff, but he has his own, like, he doesn't want me to turn out like him. So he's supportive in that he's very understanding, but he like blames himself, and it's not his fault, but he's just trying to, because he knows how bad he is, so he doesn't want me to get to that point, and he's just trying to help.